My name is Elena. I'm 34 years old. And I am the mother of 3 beautiful daughters. Amira, Lila, and Sophia. They are my whole world. I love them more than anything. But life has never been easy. Not when I was a child. Not even now. When I was only 9 years old, my mother died. After that, I went to live with my grandmother. She was kind. But she was already very old. When I turned 16, she passed away too. And I was left alone. At 19, I met a man. He was funny, charming, gentle in the beginning. I thought I had finally found safety. We got married quickly. At 20, I gave birth to my first daughter, Amira. Then came Lila. And then my little Sophia. But when Sophia was still a baby, he left. No note. No phone call. No goodbye. He disappeared. And he never came back. He never sent money. Never asked about his daughters. It was as if we never existed. Since then, it has been just me. Alone. No family. No friends I could depend on. Only my girls. We live in a small, run-down apartment. The walls are thin. The heater barely works. Every month, I pay the rent. Every month, I worry. I don't have a college degree. I don't have many choices. But I am strong. And I never give up. To survive, I drive a taxi. But I don't even own the car. Every month, I rent one. It's expensive. And after paying for the car and the gas, there's almost nothing left. Still, I drive. Every day. Every night. Some passengers are kind. Some are cruel. Some say thank you. Others shout. Some don't even pay. But I can't stop. Because I need money. For food. For clothes. For rent. For light. Sometimes I drive until midnight. Sometimes I drive while sick. Sometimes I drive when all I want to do is cry. And when I come home, my girls are already asleep. I sit beside them. I look at their faces. So peaceful. So beautiful. I kiss their foreheads. And I whisper, I love you. Every night, I make myself a promise. One day, life will be better. One day, my girls will smile more. One day, we will have more than just enough. But one evening, everything changed. The sky was dark. The wind was sharp. Rain poured hard against the glass. I had just picked up my daughters from school. Amira sat in the front. Lila and Sophia were in the back. Mom, I'm cold, little Sophia whispered. She was only 5. I know, sweetheart, I said softly. We'll be home soon. I turned on the heater, but the car stayed cold. The roads were empty. The streetlights were dim. The ground slick with ice. I gripped the wheel tightly. My hands were shaking. My heart was racing. Then, a blinding flash. A deafening crash. Pain. Darkness. When I opened my eyes, I saw a white ceiling. I heard beeping. I smelled medicine. I was in a hospital. My body hurt. My throat was dry. But my first thought was my daughters. Where were they? I whispered their names. Amira. Lila. Sophia. A nurse with kind eyes leaned close. Don't move, she said gently. You were in an accident. My daughters, I croaked. Where are my daughters? She touched my hand. They're here. They're safe. Tears filled my eyes. Moments later, the door opened. And 3 little girls ran in. Mama, they cried. They wrapped their arms around me. I held them as tightly as I could. I sobbed. The doctor came in. His face was serious. You have a broken leg, he said. You'll need surgery. You'll need rest. But I shook my head. I can't rest. I have to work. I have to pay rent. The doctor lowered his gaze. You need to heal first. And then, reality crashed down even harder. The car. It wasn't mine. I had rented it. Now it was destroyed. And worse. I had crashed into an expensive vehicle. The owner wanted $20,000. I had nothing. No savings. No help. I buried my face in my hands and cried. My daughters held me. They cried too. I felt broken. Hopeless. But the very next day, everything shifted. A nurse walked in with a newspaper. On the front page was a picture. Me and my daughters. Your story is online, she said. People are reading it. They're talking about you. They say you're brave. They want to help. I didn't understand. Why would strangers help me? But then, messages came. Donations. Not large. But enough. We had warm food. Clean clothes. The rent was paid. And then, one night, the phone rang. A deep voice spoke. I saw your story, he said. I want to help you. Who are you? I asked. You'll see soon, he replied. 2 days later, a group of people walked into my hospital room. They brought flowers, toys, warm clothes for my girls. And then, a young man entered. He had kind eyes. And a gentle smile. You don't know me, he said softly. But I know you. I was confused. Why do you want to help me? He smiled. Because I can. I began to cry. I don't know what to say. He touched my hand. You don't have to say anything. That young man, his name was Daniel. He and his team paid every hospital bill. Every cent. I no longer owed anything. I could finally focus on healing. But that was only the beginning. 2 weeks later, I left the hospital. My leg was still healing. I walked slowly with a cane. Daniel and his team helped us into a car. My daughters thought we were going back to our tiny apartment. But instead, the car drove into a part of the city I had never seen. The streets were clean. The houses were big. Gardens full of flowers and lights. Finally, we stopped in front of a beautiful house. A red door. White windows. Yellow flowers in the garden. I stared in disbelief. Where are we? I asked. Daniel smiled. This is your new home. I froze. I don't understand. For months, people donated, he explained. My team added more. Now, this house belongs to you. I dropped to my knees and cried. My daughters wrapped their arms around me. Is this real? Amira whispered. Yes, I told her. This is real. Inside, the rooms were warm and bright. Each girl had her own bed. Soft blankets. Toys. Books. The kitchen was full of food. Bread. Fruit. Milk. Even chocolate. And on the living room wall, a framed photo of us. Taken at the hospital, reunited after the accident. That night, for the first time in years, I slept without fear. I felt safe. I felt loved. And in the morning, Daniel asked me, "Elena, what is your biggest dream?" No one had asked me that in so long. I wiped away a tear. I want to open a small supermarket. A place with fresh food. Good bread. A place where people feel welcome. He smiled. "Then let's make it happen." And he did. 2 months later, I opened my store. It was small, but perfect. Fresh fruits. Vegetables. Bread. Rice. Cheese. Even a little space for coffee and tea. The neighborhood welcomed us. People came to shop. To smile. To chat. My daughters helped. Amira handled the numbers. Lila stacked the bread. Sophia handed out candies to children. We worked together. We laughed together. And for the first time, I felt free. I wasn't a tired taxi driver anymore. I wasn't a mother crying quietly in the dark. I wasn't broken. I was a businesswoman. A proud mother. A woman with hope. Daniel visited often. He told me he had lost his own mother when he was young. He remembered the silence. The pain. That's why he helped people like me. Months passed. The girls grew. They made friends. They smiled more. One day, I found an old photo of myself. Taken before the accident. My face looked tired. Worn. Then I looked in the mirror. And for the first time, I saw strength. Sometimes, at night, I still wake up. I check on my daughters. I kiss their foreheads. And I whisper, "I love you." I remember the nights I cried in silence. The days I drove through the rain. The moments I wanted to give up. But didn't. Because deep down, I always believed something better would come. And it did. Now, every morning, I open my store. I greet customers with a smile. I see the sun shining on my home. And I give thanks. To Daniel. To the strangers who believed in me. But most of all, to my daughters. Because they gave me a reason to fight. A reason to keep going. This story is not just mine. It's ours. We started with nothing. And now, we have everything that matters. A home. A store. And a happy family. And I truly believe that even in the darkest times, kindness and hope can change everything. If you liked this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this.